Hey you guys, I pray all is well. I wanted to come on and just share this dream with you all that I had on last night that I felt like it's also an encouragement from the Lord. Amen. God is so good and God is so funny. He has a sense of humor. Yesterday I was talking about how I haven't seen any rainbows. I was telling the Lord that I haven't seen any rainbows on yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I was saying, God, I ain't seen no rainbows and it's been raining all week. And I haven't seen any rainbows in a while. And we've had quite a few showers. Like I ain't seen no rainbows. And not just when it rained. I was telling the Lord I haven't seen them in general because God always show me rainbows, whether it's raining or whether it's not raining, I tend to see rainbows. And so I was just expressing that to the Lord on yesterday. And so on last night, I had this dream. I had this beautiful dream. I was in this building with a group of people, I think family and friends, and also a few other people that I didn't know. And in this dream, I just look up and I look out the window and I said, oh my goodness, he gave us a rainbow. There go a rainbow right there, and I walked outside. And as I walked outside, everybody began to follow because they saw the rainbow too. But by the time I made it outside to see the rainbow had changed. The rainbow had changed into the shape of a heart. Amen. Everybody is just gathering outside and everybody is in awe of this rainbow. Everybody is just, surprised, at this beautiful rainbow. Everybody is just gazing at this rainbow. I can't explain the feeling I felt with seeing this rainbow, but I just felt so many different things. Excitement. I felt hope. I felt like God was putting himself on display. God was showing his glory. Amen. God was showing us his promises, his covenant. Amen. It's almost as if everyone was rejoicing when they saw this rainbow. Me and others, we were like rejoicing because of this rainbow and how beautiful this rainbow was. I know what I felt and what I was gathering, and I know what I felt and what I was gathering in the dream, and I assumed that that's what others also were feeling too, as I looked around, excitement and joy, hope and happiness, I can see that on people's faces. It was so beautiful. I remember trying to get my phone to take a picture, but I could not grip my phone. Like I could not I couldn't hold the phone steady enough to even get the picture of the rainbow in the dream because of the glory, the joy I felt, the excitement I felt. I couldn't even get a picture. Amen. This dream truly blessed me because on last night, I also was writing. I was writing in my journal before I went to bed. And I was telling the Lord the things that I am praying and asking and seeking him for. This seems like a lot of stuff. The things that I'm hoping for, the promises of God. This is a lot of stuff. This seems like a lot, God. And I know nothing is too big for you. But in my little mind, this is a lot, and I don't know how you're going to do it, but I know you're going to do it. You have to do it, God. Like nobody else could do it but you. Excuse me if you guys hear some noise in the background. They're cutting the grass. But it was like I just was writing in my journal. I just was having a moment with the Lord, and I was just like, God, this is a lot. This is a lot. I don't even know what order to even ask you for these things or what order the way these things should be going in. You know, like this is a lot, God. This is a lot, and this looks impossible. You know, and so I believe that the Lord gave me that dream to remind me and remind us that nothing is impossible with him. Amen. He's going to make the very thing that we think is impossible possible. Amen. The things that you're asking him for and believing him for, yes, it is a lot. You know, like, can't nobody do this but God. I don't want nobody else to do this but the Lord. Amen. Like, I was just saying, like, God, this is a lot. This is a lot. But God gave me that dream to let me know that there's nothing too hard for him. You know, he knows what's in your heart. You know, he knows what's on your mind. You know, he knows the struggles, amen. And I believe that he gave me that dream. Amen. The Lord is saying there will be a display of his glory and his splendor in your life. Amen. You will experience his power. Amen. You will experience the favor of God. And that's what I felt in the dream. As I saw this rainbow, amen. Like I said, the excitement I felt, I was so excited. I was trying to take a picture or do a video, and I couldn't even grasp the phone. You know, I kept almost about to drop my phone. Amen. Like, I couldn't even get the picture. I couldn't even get the video because of how beautiful it was. You know, I was just in awe. You know, I was so excited. I felt joy. I felt peace. I felt happiness. Amen. And I felt like God didn't forget about us. Like God hadn't forgotten about us. Like I said at the beginning of the dream, I said, oh, he gave us a rainbow, you know. And I guess in the dream I was still under the impression of when I said and when I was awake, when I was actually woke, God, I haven't seen the rainbow, you know, like I haven't seen the rainbow and I haven't experienced the rainbow in a while, you know, because I know what that rainbow represents when I see it, you know. I know what's to come. I know what's about to take place, you know, and I'm also being reminded of what God has already said. His covenants that he's already made, his promises that he's already made, amen. The dream truly encouraged me. You're going to experience God's joy. You're going to experience God's happiness. You're going to experience his peace, amen. You're going to experience his glory and his power. God has not forgotten, you know. You may not have seen a rainbow in a while, but the rainbow is coming. And I couldn't help but to remember also from the dream that it wasn't raining. It wasn't not one cloud in the sky. Amen. There was no wet ground as if it rained previously or anything like that. Amen. Hold on to the promises of God because they are coming. Amen. No matter how big it may seem, no matter how hard it may seem, no matter how much work it may look like it's going to take for this thing to come to pass, for it to be manifested in your life, it's going to happen, amen. And nothing is too hard for God, amen. You're going to experience that joy and that peace and that happiness that you deserve, amen. The promises of God and the blessings of God that you deserve, amen. I'm telling you, everybody was excited, man. Everybody was filled with joy. Everybody was filled with laughter. I had the knowing that everyone knew that God hadn't forgotten about them, amen. Everybody had a smile on their face, you know. Everybody was filled with joy. It sounds like a good movie, right? But that's what it was, you know. It was so surreal. I can't explain, you know, but God's glory was felt in this dream. Everybody had the knowing that God hadn't forgotten about them, amen. Everybody had the knowing that the promises of God was happening for them in this dream, amen. Just know that God hasn't forgotten about you, amen. God hasn't forgotten about the prayers, amen, that you even prayed on yesterday, that you even wrote down on yesterday. Like, God knows. He knows, he knows, he knows. Amen. And God is going to stand on his promises. God does not lie. Amen. He's not a man. He does what he says. Amen. He do what he do. Amen. But I pray that this word blessed you all. I also pray that it encouraged you all, amen. You're going to be so excited. You're going to be so happy. You're going to feel so good. It's going to feel so good to know that God hasn't forgotten about you. Not only just knowing that God hasn't forgotten about you, but actually seeing and experiencing, that God hasn't forgotten about you. Actually seeing the manifestation of the things that you've been praying for, the promises that God has promised you, amen. You're not going to just know it. God is saying you're going to see it, amen. Like the Lord shared with me in the last word I released. I have been preparing you for what you're about to receive, amen. So the Lord has just been preparing us, amen, for us to begin to see the manifestation of these promises, amen, because it's happening, amen. God has showed you in the spirit realm. Now it's about to happen in the physical realm, amen. You're going to know that God hasn't forgotten about you, and you're going to see that God hasn't forgotten about you. You're going to be able to testify. Others around you are going to see God ain't forget about her. God did not forget about him. God did not leave her or him hanging, amen. They were standing in faith, amen. People are going to say, this is nobody but God. And God has blessed them. God has finally blessed them with the promises that they've been asking. The promises that they've been standing firm on and believing him for, amen. God has been preparing you for what you're about to receive, amen.